Hey guys, we're going to go ahead and talk about dividing rational expressions today. And basically all that is are just these fractions that have polynomials. And what we have to do is simplify these. And we're going to use the division algorithm. So we're going to just keep the first fraction, change the second one, change it to multiplication, and then change this guy. We're going to do the reciprocal. Okay, some students like to call it flip, but it's actually the reciprocal. Okay, so in order to do that, okay, we have to go ahead and first factor, because what I want to do is simplify. And if you notice here, this first fraction, I can factor out an x from 2x squared plus x. So it becomes 2x plus 1. Okay, and if you want to check, just redistribute the x to the 2x and the 1, and you can see that it gives us 2x squared plus x. Now, x squared minus 4, you should understand that becomes a difference of squares. So when you factor that, it becomes x plus 2 times x minus 2. We're going to change the division into multiplication. But when you change it, remember, we're only changing the second fraction. We're going to do the reciprocal. Okay. Now, we're going to flip this. Now, x squared plus 3x plus 2, when you factor that, okay, it becomes x plus 2 times x plus 1. Now, that's what I get here, okay? But because we're doing the reciprocal, it moves to the numerator, okay? So if you're wondering why I put it here, okay, this guy becomes x plus 2 times x plus 1, okay? Now, the second one over here, a lot of students get confused and tell me, well, how do you do this one? How do you factor this one, Sandoval? Well, notice that they all have a common factor of x. The first rule in factoring is, can we take out a common factor? We look at the coefficients, and 2, 7, and 3. Well, nothing goes into that. There's no common factor, but we do know we can take out an x. So, for this guy, we factor out an x, and we're left with 2x squared plus 7x plus 3. And the beauty of that now is I have a nice trinomial that I can continue on to factor. And let me go ahead and put it down here. So we have x times 2x squared plus 7x plus 3. And you want to go ahead and factor now this part here. Okay, this trinomial. And if you do it correctly, you should get the x on the outside. You should get 2x plus 1 and x plus 3. And again, if you really want to verify, just go ahead and distribute, 2x times x, 2x squared, 2x times 3, 6x, plus the 1x, that's a 7x, and 1 times 3 is 3. So that goes in my denominator here, 2x plus 1, x plus 3. Okay, so I hope that makes sense. Remember, here we are, this is what it factors into, but because we're doing division, we change it to multiplication and do the reciprocal. Now I can go ahead and start simplifying. And I notice that I have 2x plus 1 on the top, 2x plus 1 on the denominator, x plus 2, x plus 2. Now, they don't cancel out. That's a misconception. They simplify to a 1. Okay, and also you notice this x here, it's right on the outside, it's a monomial, simplifies also with the x. So what am I left with? Well, the only thing that's left, well, these are 1s, remember, all this is a 1. You're left with x plus 1 on the numerator. On the denominator, we have x minus 2, x plus 3. And you just want to go ahead and leave them in factored form. That way, it's a lot simpler, and chances are your book or your exam is going to have this form here. Okay, let's go ahead and try to do one more. I'll let you guys, if you want to take some time to do it on your own, go for it. It's a little twist. But we're going to do the same thing, okay? And what I want to do is just go ahead and factor it first, just because I see a lot of trinomials here, polynomials that I can factor. This one might throw you off a little bit, the 4 minus x squared. But it's a difference of 2 squares, and it's still the same thing, 2 minus x, and also 2 plus x. Okay, Even though it's kind of weird to see it this way, it's the same thing, okay? The denominator, well, that becomes x plus 3 times x minus 3. Now remember, this is a difference of two squares. It only works when there's a minus 9, okay? I'm just going to keep it division for now while I factor the numerator here. And x squared plus 3x plus 2 becomes x plus 2 times x plus 1. On the denominator, I have x plus 3 times the quantity x minus 2. Now I can go ahead and continue. I want to go ahead and do my division algorithm. Algorithm just means the steps. It's a fancy word for steps. Okay, we got that. X plus 3 on the bottom, x minus 3. Change it, division to multiplication. Okay, now these guys, one's going to go up, the other one's going to go down. You're going to get x plus 3. X minus 2 on the numerator. On the denominator, you're going to have x plus 2, x plus 1. Now I can go ahead and start simplifying, and if you notice here, 2 plus x, that's the same as x plus 2. Okay, I can write it, 2 plus 3 is the same as 3 plus 2, gives me the same thing. It's called commutative, okay? But you cannot do that with subtraction, okay? Addition is commutative, but subtraction is not. What else can I simplify? Well, x plus 3 here, x plus 3 here. Is there anything else? Doesn't look like it, so let me move this to the side. My final solution, or my answer, 2 minus x times x minus 2. On the denominator, we have x minus 3 times x plus 1. And I want to leave it that way. I think chances are my textbook or my test is going to have that as an answer, and that's perfectly acceptable. All right, guys, hopefully that helped you out. Let me know if you want me to do extra problems or these type of questions. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.